All right, so Ken's daughter, Leah, has a birthday coming up. We thought it'd be proper to give her a surprise, something that she's really desperately gonna need in the future. I hope you're stoked. I hope you're really
scared.
But I have a little greeting for you. So here, you gotta watch this.
Hey Leah, it's Vanilla Ice here. Just want to say happy birthday to you. Rolling in the 5.0, or should I say drifting?
Wait, we need a mask.
We do, yeah. We gotta blindfold you.
Yeah, you gotta be blindfolded.
Do it up. Do it up.
Oh no.
This is important.
I'm gonna fall. You're gonna run me into the wall.
Which wall would you like to do?
None.
Your door. Are you ready? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get you right here. Okay, you can take it out.
There she is, Old Glory. You know, this is actually the first car I've ever been a part of buying and just blindly drove 500 miles back home and nothing happened to it. Now we've elevated the game to buying a used, pretty much clapped out 5-liter Mustang. Is he in Colorado though?
I'm not Colorado, yeah.
Any chance you can meet us at the airport?
You know, flying from Salt Lake City.
With cash.
Yeah, buddy.
We made it back. We did some hooning with it. Man, I feel like we didn't actually hoon it hard enough. I was trying to cool it down, but then I did donuts really easy, so I just kept going.
I don't think so, because it just, you know what? It was able to start and back into this position right here. But obviously, you've had a grand master plan for this since the jump. Break it down for us. What's the game plan?
Well, the master plan is we've been trying to figure out something to do with my daughter Leah for her 14th birthday. She did such a good job learning how to do donuts in my Mark II Escort, which is a very difficult car to drive. We're gonna make some upgrades, get it all fixed up, and then I have a good buddy of mine come out and teach her how to do proper drifting. Part of that has to do with a particular joke I've been having with my wife and my daughter about this becoming her car. There's someone in the 90s that had a 5.0 that was fairly iconic. He loved the car so much that he made a song about it.
I'm sweating like steaming, you can feel the flow when I'm rolling in my 5.0.
Let's talk to him about the 90s, about this car. Cut to that. What's up, man? Good to meet you.
Good to see you, bro. It's awesome, man. You're a legend, dude. It's great to meet you, man.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's the original OG 5.0. It was a rust bucket up until about 2 years ago, and I had a frame off. Dude, that car, when I first saw it, everything came back. Like, I remembered, you know, who I was dating in high school. I remember the Cavaricci Pants I had, bro. I used to think I was really cool, you know?
I want to talk to you just briefly. We won't take too much of your time, but want to talk about the 90s and your love of the 5.0 and like why it inspired a song. I mean, that's how much you loved it.
I remember I had an IROC Z before I had this with the T-tops, you know, when it first came out. I thought it was cool, but I was always getting beat by 5.0 Mustangs. You know, I couldn't beat them, so I just joined it, man. I got one, I fell in love with it, and then I understood that you can make these things go so fast for so cheap.
So the funny thing is, the background on this is my daughter's turning 14. So we're fixing this car up so that she can drive it to learn to drift, right? And she's a cool kid. She's like, likes racing. She's actually been racing karts, UTVs. She wants to like race in her future, but she hates this car. She doesn't get it. Like every time she comes in the shop, we joke that it's like gonna be her first car, you know? And she just rolls her eyes and like, I shouldn't say hate, she greatly dislikes it, but that's the thing. That's why I wanted to get you on video, like kind of explain the love of that, because you liked it so much, you made a rap song about it, you know? And
that's right.
That to me is like an essence of the 90s and the 5.0. So like, what would you tell her? Like if you tried to explain it in simple terms, what that car means to you, what would you say?
You know, before people really knew what drifting was, we would go around corners burning out, and this thing was the best burnout machine on the planet. We break danced, we had boom boxes,
Yeah.
We wore ridiculous clothes, that Z Cavaricci pants and starter jackets, and we used to use words like SUP, and we'd stand like this and go, sup. It was the times, man, and the bass and the music, you just couldn't make it loud enough. And I remember the amps like Rockford Fosgate and Sherwin Vegas subwoofers, and we would rip out the back seat literally and just put a big, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 subwoofers in the back, just as many as you can. You pull that trunk and pop that thing and pull up in a 5.0, and you were baller. You were baller.
Well, I appreciate the time. Thank you. Thank you for showing me the garage and the car.
Anytime, man. Hey, man, good to meet you. Good chatting with you.
All right, nice being here.
Stay safe out there, bro. Take care.
You too.
So, first order of business and the most fun one. Got to tear this thing apart so we can get it to paint. Game time. Let's go. This is Cole from Maximum Motorsports. He's helping us install this. Actually, he's probably installing most of it himself, and we're just gonna be jabronis and watch, except for Hobie. We just had some extra help join us. What up, Chair Slayer?
Man.
The front brace to the torque arm, it's all bolted up. You've got a wild Chair Slayer welding up a Borla exhaust. Got some rotiforms for it. Got some Toyo rubber to burn off. This looks so much better than it used to. So, after 2 weeks of absolutely busting ass in this thing, we got a brand new Stang. If you remember what this looked like before we dove in, it was clapped out, blown out, wrecked, and now we got what dreams are made of. First of all, hit it with a quick paint job. Got the fresh vanilla ice cream white, absolutely dripping. We got new interior. We had to get like everything new. Most of that came from a company called LMR, Late Model Restoration. We had to get a new top. We got a rear seat delete. We got new carpet. We got new dash panels. We got all sorts of stuff. Along with LMR, we had our buddy Aaron come out. He does a bunch of these Fox bodies, but he had a ton of stuff that we just could not find. Like these back panels right here. Apparently, these get destroyed on every single drop top. Like all of them. along with the obvious, with all of the, you know, restoration pieces, all the trim pieces. Got seats by Recaro. We got a full suspension by Maximum Motorsports. Now, they sent out one of their employees, Colton, who came and helped us install all this, along with our buddy Chair Slayer, who welded up. Now, we got their coilover kit. We got their subframe connectors. We got a torque arm rear setup, panhard bar, adjustable rear sway bar. We got their 4-point roll cage. Because we're drifting, we had to get an angle kit. So luckily our buddy Scotty over at Scottidi Race Development got us all hooked up, and we got angle for days here. So an SN95 knuckle, lower control arm. We installed a new clutch. We've got the Hoonigan Chase Bays Collab handbrake. We did a 5-lug conversion with full disc brakes, some Cobra R disc brakes. That was all from LMR. We're running 28 spline axles with 5-lug conversion. We welded the old diff that was in it. We're just gonna send it and hope to God it holds together. Under the hood, we're keeping it mostly stock here. We did upgrade a few things. Number 1, got a new nitrous kit, because nitrous. Secondly, we're running a full Holley Terminator EFIs kit with their Hyperspark distributor. We got their MSD6 EFI box, and of course the coil. We got a new Brakemaster cylinder, some new lines, a proportioning valve. So for exhaust, in order to keep this thing cool, we're running a Mishimoto radiator up front along with an oil cooler. We had Borla send us over a bunch of stainless steel tubing, and then also some of their XR1 mufflers. Chair Slayer welded us up a custom X-pipe. We got those mufflers in there, and it turns down before the axle. It's also up here, you can see, you know, we're running the Terminator, but we have this Holley 6.7-inch dash mounted up here. Styling, baby. Woo! Just got a little bit of baby chop to her. I think we're ready to party. Still need to figure out how much nitrous we're gonna put through it though. Cap all this stuff off. Hit it with some of these Rotiforms sitting on Toyo rubber. And of course, we're running an anti-gravity in the back of this thing, nice and light. So the best part is, a lot of these parts you can find at CarcaineSupply.com. So if you like something on the car, you can go there, pick it up. Now you're drifting Fox bodies. And then, of course, we had to do the custom Go Leah license plate. Cuts are rolling in my 5.0, so you know what the reference is from.
Rolling in my 5.0.
So now that this thing's all done, now it's sitting proper, and it's not a jalopy, I think it's about time we show this to Leah. See what she thinks. You can't tell me that doesn't look hard! Hope he almost died to make that happen.
Look, we fashioned it after Vanilla Ice. It's your favorite car.
Far from that, okay?
So that's the funny part of it, though. You don't actually get the car.
I don't want it.
You get to learn to drift it. And we're bringing out a Formula Drift champion to teach you. Yeah. You get to do it tomorrow along with everything else we're doing.
Great.
Drink this all in, because you remember what this thing used to look like when we first picked it up, right?
That handbrake, I didn't see that. So your first drift car on loan.
There's nothing better than drifting in a car that you have zero responsibility for.
Well, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, you really can't do that, because Hoonigan's actually going to give this car away to somebody. So you got to stay tuned for that.
I think someday you will like it.
Oftentimes, it just takes a little bit of growth and experience.
So it really has been a joke that she's hated this thing so much, just the styling of it. Like when you and I went and got it, brought it back here, she's like, how did you do that? Oh, wait. So Vanilla Ice actually had a license plate that said Go Ice, so we may do that. Yeah, well, the next episode is Leah gets to learn how to drift. And Leah gets to actually drift from a drift champion. So he's coming in today and comes out to the track tomorrow to teach you.
Tomorrow, we rage. Get ready for greatness, Leah. Oh, there you go. There you go. Wait, hit him.